Say, man, I want to welcome you to a special edition of Wars. This is a very special edition to me. I'm finna talk about something near and dear to my heart, and talk about Jack Yates High School football, and I call it the state of confusion. This is what I call it. So that you'll clearly understand, we went to I went to Jack Yates Senior High School, 1986 graduate of Yates High School. While I was there, I played on a very unique football team, 1985 state championships. About a month ago, Max Prep rated us the second greatest football team in the history of high school football in the country. That includes your Friday Night Lights boys with their movies and all that stuff, and the Dallas Carter team with their movie. But we played on a very unique team. While I was there, I got coached by what I considered some of the greatest coaches that I ever laid eyes on. Now, for me, I could have accepted scholarship offers when I graduated, even though I was a 5'4" lineman. I could flat out go. But I made a decision based on the fact that I knew I didn't want to play college ball because I would never play with the team that I had just played with. And I would never be coached by the type of coaches that coached me. So I chose to opt out and not play college football. And that was a good decision for me because my heart wasn't there anymore. Um, at the moment, Yates has gone through it. I want you to understand something, that the history of Yates football is very, 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 very deep. A lot of people talk about 85 being a great team at Yates, and somewhere down the line, even some of us bow down and say we were not the best team in Yates history. You got the 65 champions from PVIL. My good friend Rick Williams, who I met as an alumni fighting for the school a few years back. He passed away. Never met him, but we just would talk and talk and talk Yates football. That 65 team was a great one. You had teams in the 70s with the Harold Baileys and the Stretch Armstrongs, the George Walkers. We come from a legacy. And I'm gonna say this here. For you to even understand legacy, you have to respect tradition. So if you don't respect tradition, you will never understand legacy. At the moment, we are on to another football coach. Got a brand new coach named Troy DeGar. And congratulations on getting the job, young man. And a lot of people are not, they're trying to figure this out. I get it, because a lot of things are politics. Everything we deal with nowadays is either money or politics, and everything we deal with. Coach DeGar got the job, and the thing is he has to go in and do the best that he can do. So I want to dispel some rumors. This is not about Troy DeGar. This is not about personal. I want to dispel some rumors right now. Um, if you've never played Jack Yates football, if you've never labored on the field, wore the uniform, had to go through what we went through, to be a Yates football player was similar to being a Texas A&M player when Bear Bryant first showed up. And if you remember, he called his first team was called the Junction Boys, where he left off and he went to Junction, Texas, with over 110 football players. And when he came back, I think he had like 20 something. They thought he was crazy. He put them through hell. And a few years later, he won a national championship at Texas A&M. To be a Yates football player is something that a lot of you will never understand. You may have been a cheerleader, you may have been a band member, you may have been on the baseball team, the basketball team, but we're talking about Yates football. And I'm sick and tired of these Negroes talking about we don't have the right kids. You a lying motherfucker. Now, let me tell you why I chose to do this on my page. Because if I speak my truth, and I put this in the alumni page, then somebody's going to come through and they're going to try to wipe it off. Well, you can't wipe off what's on my page. You a lying motherfucker. We have had some great kids come through Yates in the last 10, 15 years. But the problem is the disrespect that some of y'all have for our legacy is a problem for me. Some of you Negroes that sit on these search committees for athletics and whatever, you don't respect the legacy at all because you don't understand tradition. See, when you don't understand tradition, you can never respect the legacy. You can never respect the legacy. You don't give a damn about Yates football. But let me, how can you not give a damn about somebody? Let's share a screen with you because I want to talk facts. I want to talk fucking facts. Hold on a second. Let's go here first. Let's go here. Let me close this down. Bear with me. Let me close this down. Let's go here. How can you not respect a school? Let me go back in here for a second. This is in the Houston Chronicle. Do you see what that says now? Yates has bragging rights for Super Bowl rings with 6 total. How can you not respect? Well, hold on a second. I want to speak facts to you. I want to speak facts to you. You say we don't have the kids. I want to speak facts to you. Let's go in here. Let's go in here. I want to share another screen with you because I'm finna dig off in your chest. Okay. Let's share this screen. Now, what you're looking at is a screen that has players listed that have went to the NFL. Let me go down this list for you in case you can't see it. I want to open it up. Hold on a second. Let me go in here. I need to open it up, and well, that's as big as it can go. Okay, so let me go back over here. You want to tell me that you can't respect the legacy because you don't understand tradition. We're talking about Santana Dotson, Albert Fontenot, Gerald Moore, Aubrey Beavers, Johnny Bailey, Elvis Patterson, John Roper, Dexter Manley, Quentin Smith, Reggie Phillips, Gerald Franklin, Philip James, Eric Smith, Harold Bailey, Doug Green, Mike Lewis, Robert Miller, Grady Cavness, Al Dotson, Sammy Taylor, Bo Farrington, and let's not forget Damian Square, who's in the NFL right now. What school has done this? This is my problem with you people. I think that you want a character builder, which is the quality that you need in a coach. I think that you want somebody that's firm on academics, which is the quality that you need in a good coach. But I think that's all that you want. You don't want to prove and I'm sorry, Ori Lemon too. I'm sorry, I forgot Ori. Don't forget, last place I knew Ori was with the Dallas Cowboys. No questions. Went to Oklahoma State, tore it up. You want a character builder, you want somebody, and that's what I want too. But you don't give a damn about a football coach that can get wins and eliminate losses. My good friend Terry Hayes says you can take any group of kids and win. You just got to instill the right attitude into a great program. He didn't say a great team. Let me show you. He said a great program. So here's my question. You basketball crazy people that always seem to talk down on football at Yates High School. Some of y'all need to shut the fuck up. because you never played at the school. You're a hater on the cool. You don't want to see the program come back to prominence. And you're willing to accept any and every fucking thing that comes down the pike to Yates football. Some of us are not willing to do that. Let me ask a question. If Greg Wise was to walk out of that gym tomorrow, would you accept anything as a fucking basketball coach? Nope, you wouldn't. It is paradigm that you understand. That some of us who've given everything we can to this school, in every capacity, from playing the game to money to time to everything, you expect us to continue to just be satisfied with mediocrity. Fuck you and your 3 losses. I mean, that too. Fuck you and your 3 losses. Fuck you and your 3 wins. You don't win 3 games as a Jack Yates Lions football coach. You are not satisfied. And when did we start lowering our standards and making excuses? Get off your asses, whoever the coaches may be. I'm not talking about Troy DeGar. This ain't got nothing to do with Troy. This got something to do with the last 20 years rolling these goddamn coaches in here every 2 to 3 years. You can't get great if you don't have longevity. But you coaches that are coming in here, do you understand where the fuck you are? Do you understand the tradition and the legacy? And I got that statement from a very prominent Kashmir alumni who feel the same way about their schools. I want to know, why is it acceptable to be happy with 3 to 5 fucking wins? Is your job not one of your requirements is to send these children to school, try to get them to the next level as football players? Yeah, that's one of your requirements. Who the fuck coming to a losing school to get them? Oh, everything ain't football. Just everything ain't academics. But I know if you line up on that goddamn sideline, you met the academic requirement to be there. Ain't nobody discussing no motherfucking algebra on the 50-yard line in the middle of a game. You pile into the stadiums. If we play weekly, you in there. Homecoming, you in there. And we looking like some motherfucking suckers. And you happy with that shit. Gentrification has not destroyed Yates football. A lack of kids has not destroyed Yates football. It's not having the passion and the understanding that it takes to understand that we are in a situation where shit has to now change. You got to get off your asses and you got to recruit. How do you let Mr. Arcane end up at Marshall when he was on the Yates? Look at what that boy doing right now at Texas A&M. How the fuck did it happen? How did it happen? Your kids are willing to come, but nobody wants to play for a losing program. Nobody wants to play for a losing program. And if I'm stepping on some of you Negroes' toes, then I'm good with that. And when I pick up my Letterman's jacket, because I had it redone, in about 2 weeks, I want you to look at what's on that motherfucker. And I want you to look at that football patch with the H with the football on it first. You know why? Because when I showed up at Yates, I had never played football in my life. Not played in the parks, didn't play in middle school, nothing. And when I left, they told me this. My coaches told me this years later. You're one of the best to ever do it. Because I had coaches that knew the goddamn game. If I'm stepping on your toes, I don't give a fuck. And if you're upset by what I'm saying, You either a diehard alumni that sat in the stands and don't understand the game of football. You're either an alumni who played a different sport and you don't give a fuck about the program, but you're definitely not a Yates football player. A lot of us stay quiet. A lot of us stay quiet. But some of us are sick and motherfucking tired of the fucking excuses. One of the greatest college coaches of all time, Howard Schnellenberger, just died. Coached at the University of Oklahoma. He coached at the University of Miami for 3 years, showed up in Coral Gables when Miami wasn't shit. And one night he beat the Nebraska Cornhuskers in 1983 and started the dynasty for Miami. Miami was not the Miami that ended up with all them championships. You feel what I'm saying? It was just a retirement community, Coral Gables, Florida, a retirement community with a college and a football program they didn't give a fuck about the game. You know the game. I don't need a degree to know football. I want you to understand what I'm saying. But me and him don't really get along. But I'm gonna say this here: Anthony Jubert, Yates graduate, one of the finest cats to play in Yates history. That boy know football like I ain't never seen it. Let me give you another one. Terry Hayes sitting up here on this program right there. I've never seen a better football mind than Terry Hayes. Now, me and Terry had the chance to coach together in the youth leagues. And one day Terry called me. See, this I knew he was a great coach because he knew something was wrong and he couldn't figure it out. Tell me if I get it wrong, Terry. Terry had a 10 and under team, and I had the 14, 15-year-old team. I think Terry had a 12-year-old team. He had a Pee Wee team. And he called me one day and say, Coach, I don't know. I just can't get him going. He said, man, will you come out here and help me? Now, we coached together, but we were on two sides of town. We merged two sides of town to make one team. I said, okay, Coach, I'll come out there. I made two decisions when I got out there. One, let's switch Jeff Moten from from fullback. Let's put Jeff at halfback. Take my big Latino kid and take him out of halfback and put him at fullback. So we swapped the positions. You see what I'm saying? Jeff is here. My Latino kid was on the top. Let's swap the positions. The second thing I did, I say just tell the linemen to open their feet a little bit wider. Let's create a running lane without having to block and create one. They already have one. Now, I had ponytails. Remember this, Terry? Tell me if I get it wrong, Terry. I had ponytails, to my back. This team could not score. They hadn't scored over 7 the whole year. I say, okay, coach, this the deal. We're going to go out there. We're going to play the best game we could play. I went out there for a couple of practices. That's it. The day of the game, the kids are there. They're at the park. We're ready to go. They ain't scored over 7. I tell you what we're going to do. Terry say, you got the offense, Monroe. I got the defense. Let's rock. I make y'all a deal, young men. It is time for you to play up to your ability. You can play better football than what you played today. We will be faster. We will be stronger. We will be quicker. We will be more physical than our opponent. If you can score 42 points, they've never scored over 7. You can cut my hair in the middle of the football field. My ponytails are down shoulders. The first play of the game, I cock it back and go deep. touchdown, first play of the game. Tell me if I get this wrong. First play of the day, touchdown. We get down to about 7 seconds left in the game. They got 35 points. They need 42 to cut my hair. They've never scored over 7. Terry say, man, you going to let them score? Terry, am I lying? You going to let them score? I grab my ponytails. And if you're a Yates line, you remember this play. Because I ran the same offense. 52 pass, ABC fly. I mean, all the receivers on the go route. 52 pass, ABC fly. Now I grew my hair for 4 years. That kid, and I put him in a shotgun on them. I put him in a shotgun. I came to the line in the field, and I put him in a shotgun. 52 pass, ABC fly. Now, what that meant, because of the way that I designed it in the field, the running backs should stay home, and they should have blocked anything that got away from the lines on the edges or whatever. No, I want everybody flying. They ain't gonna see them running backs coming up out of there. And the reason I trusted that formation is because I had 5 horses in the front who had the same requirement as a lineman that I had when I was a lineman. My quarterback needs 5 seconds. And if you give him 5 seconds, we're going to pick these clowns apart. Shotgun, veer, 52 pass, ABC fly. Ball is snapped, kid drops back. He holding it, I say, throw it. And he just unloaded. Touchdown. In the middle of the field, these kids are so excited because they've never played at that level. Terry had the offense. I called it. He had the defense that day. I called the offense every single play. Every single play. Every single play. We stood in the middle of the field. It wasn't no clippers. All they had was some scissors. And I honored that agreement. And I let them kids cut my hair in the middle of the field. Because whatever it took for them to perform, that's what it was. I'm going to read your statement, Mike Patterson. Hey, I'm just getting on, but Troy DeGar is going to bring your football program back to prominence. Mike, let me tell you a secret. Sit back and wish Mr. DeGar luck. Let's support him, but don't say bring me back to prominence, because prominence means that we ain't talking about district championships. I don't know what the conversation has been at other schools throughout the years. Yates never talked about a district championship. That was automatic. We didn't give a damn about an El Campo in the first round. We looking at the 4th round. Understand where you at. Don't tell me that. So what I'm going back to say, we created a winning program with children that nobody wanted. We created a program that nobody wanted these kids. And from there, I played deep into playoffs. I played for national championships. And I mean, I don't need anybody to believe in my children if I'm the coach for one reason. I believe in them. So when I can send the defending national champion an email and tell them, meet me under the lights in December, that means I want to see you in the national championship game. And then I'm bold enough to show up in December with my team, telling you I told you I would be here. You got to have some swag about your homeboy. See, that's why I love Deion Sanders, because he's won at every level. You can't, and I'm going to tell you something. According to my Hall of Fame coach, you can't teach a motherfucker something you don't know. I'm just telling you how I feel. And these people that's out there like, you need more kids. No, you don't. If that's the case, then tell me why you getting your ass whooped by teams that got the same amount of kids with the same amount of social economic issues that you have. You're getting beat by the same type of kids. You need to understand that coaches challenge not only their kids, but their coaching staffs. I used to play with mine. The first gift I bought Terry them, you know what I bought Terry them first as coaches? Not a coaching shirt, not shorts. I bought them custom-made Redskin jackets. Why? The national championship is played in the cold. I need y'all to be ready. We ain't playing for nothing else. Fuck a district title. You can get to the playoffs nowadays winning 3 games. We ain't, no. If you're comfortable with it, you don't have a fucking clue where you're at. That is not the staple. And we become very, very comfortable. We keep making excuses. But you don't make no excuses for the basketball program. One, you make sure those kids got all they need. Two, you know, you keep screaming academics on football. So here's a question. Now I'm gonna put it out there. Can you tell me how many Yates basketball players have been to jail after they graduated in the last 7, 8 years? Can you tell me how many of them have flunked out of college? But you know what? That's not coach's fault. Coach gives them everything that they need. And he tries to help as much as he can help. But you treat basketball differently than you treat football. And football is the reason that school still stands, contrary to popular opinion. When you were at 37 more something, the reason you got that new building built back there was because of my team and the money that they made off my team in the playoff run alone. What you need to compete in football is you need 11 kids. You need a coach that knows every facet of the game. Remember, Terry told me, you call the offense. Cool. I had a female coach on my team. I taught her the offense, and I went call the defense. So that means I knew both sides of the ball. Terry knows both sides of the ball. We know special teams. We know it all when it comes to football. If you're going to be a head coach, don't go looking for an offensive coordinator. Get one that believes in your philosophy. But if you don't know it, then you don't know it. If you don't know the other side of the ball, you don't know it. See, I'm going to tell you something. All you motherfucking coaches out here nowadays, and that go for all of y'all in the state of Texas. All of y'all want to run the spread offense. I ran the spread too. But I ran 20 different variations of offenses. 20 different variations. Because I'm not going to give you the same shit for 4 quarters. That's not going to happen. And I build my offense based on the personnel that I have. I build them based on the personnel that I have. There's a lack of respect for the Jack Yates legacy when it comes to football. I see one of the greatest of all time just pop up on here. Newly elected into the Yates Hall of Fame, Mr. Eugene Hall. We have to line it up against these boys in practices. So let me ask you a question. Why in the fuck you coaches that's coaching? Why these kids in shorts and t-shirts 3, 4 times a motherfucking week in practice. We didn't get that luxury. You know what we had to do? We had full practices, full scale practices. That means full uniform, 3 days a week. If we played on a Friday, we ran 3 days a week, shorts on Thursdays, game day Friday. If we played on a Thursday, we ran 2 days a week, shorts on Wednesday, game on Thursday. If we played on Saturdays, we ran 4 days a week, full speed, shorts and t-shirts on Friday, game on Saturday. This old pussy ass shit y'all running. Dog, I tell you this now. You could have you a nice little scrimmage game. And you could put your offenses up against me. And I ain't never got to see them. And I'll call the defensive formations through your defensive coordinator. And I will shut your fucking spread down. Oh, it's no way possible. Yes, it is. Quarterbacks don't throw the receivers. They throw the spots. So if your receiver can't get to where he need to be, then guess what? My defense gonna pick your ass off. My ends are going to contain your outsides. So your little bubble screens and all that fly shit where you stretching it out, you running it to the left, I'm shutting all that down. On the inside of my interior line, your job is 2 steps across the line of scrimmage and find the football. These kids are built the same way. These coaches ain't built the same way. These coaches think they know more than everybody else. They are built the same way. But I'll tell you this. You don't build a state champion. You breed them. You got to eat, sleep, and shit a state championship. It's the only thing that needs to be on your mind. And if it ain't on the coach's mind, it ain't on the kid's mind. So any of you schools that's out there looking for a good math teacher, then just say that's what the fuck you looking for. But stop saying that you're looking for a football coach. You want to mold young men? You want them to be this? You don't hold the other people to the same standard in that school. Mike, I'm going to go on and get you off my page, big homie, because me and you ain't going to make it. And I'll do this in a minute. I'm talking to my family right now, and I chose not to talk to them in the alumni page. Eugene Hall was waiting on us freshmen when we got to practice, along with Huff Power, Big Jelly, and John Roper. Do you understand what that line looked like? And you had to get out there and you had to knock heads with these dudes who ended up being legends, some of the best to play in the game. Then you had to deal with, this is what we dealt with throughout the years. You had to come to practice and deal with the Chester Nichols. Oh, you finna get blessed in practice, homeboy. You think all of them gave a damn about Johnny Bailey? They would light his ass up just like anybody else. And you think Bailey didn't respect him for doing it? It made him better. Your toughest game as a Yates Lion should be in practice. And then you too can feel like some of us feel, that the best players we ever saw in our life were right across the ball from us and walked down the hallways with us because we played the best in practice. These old pussy ass practices we running, yeah, you get the results that you get. Some of you motherfuckers, you really just want to wear the colors. And some of you motherfuckers, you only want to celebrate when it's all good. But some of us, we die. We live and die with these colors on, man. We live and die with these colors on. So this lie about you ain't got the right kids, that's bullshit. I tell you what we ain't had at Yates in a long time. We ain't had anybody named mama that knew how to train offensive linemen. You think all that fly passing game shit gonna work when you ain't got no linemen? And it ain't that you ain't got none. You just don't know how to train them. I told you earlier that we were required to give our quarterback 5 seconds in the pocket. I mean, he needs to be able to sit back there. Who in the fuck can do that? We did. 5 seconds in the pocket. And you'd have swear Ludacris was one of the best rap artists in the business when it came to us at linemen, because all we did was make you move, bitch. Get out the way. And you had to be cat quick. All linemen were required to run a 5 flat. So that means if my running back breaks, we damn near need to be down the field with him when he walking into the end zone. And you can believe we were. When you demand excellence, that's what you get. But when you understand tradition, you will respect the legacy. And a whole bunch of you bitches that ain't never wore a uniform don't respect the legacy. So if you ain't wore a uniform, shut the fuck up. If you ain't never sweated, shut the fuck up. If you ain't never had to get on your knees and drink water out of a fucking hole in the ground, because that's what some of us had to do, then shut the fuck up. If you ain't never had to get off that ground knowing your ankle is fucked up and go to the sideline and get it taped and get back in the game, because if you come off that field, you're going to get your spot took, then shut the fuck up. And yeah, I'm a little bit cocky. If you ain't never lined it up on the sideline for the national anthem and played for a state championship or played in the semifinals or played in the quarterfinals, then shut the fuck up, because you will never understand. And I don't expect you to. But if you think these bullshit products that we keep putting out there is going to fly, no. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. So I had something on my heart. I needed to get it off. Respect the legacy and stop expecting some of us to accept bullshit. Because you didn't get bullshit from Cashmere football. You didn't get bullshit from Jones football, from Worthing football. Oh, you didn't get no bullshit from Madison football. I respect the OGs of the game. And you definitely had to bring your fucking lunch when you played Jack Yates football. So stop thinking that some of us are comfortable where we are. Now, if you don't like what I said, delete yourself from my page. Because I am no different as an alumni as you are from Prairie View A&M, from Texas Southern A&M, the University of Texas, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, the University of Miami, Florida State, Ohio State. I want what's best for my program. And if you can't understand it, fuck you and have a good day. And I mean that with everything in my motherfucking heart.